after yesterday evening's absolute shambles, after listening to Blossoms all the way through, getting to listen to Solace by Iona really was a breath of fresh air. This is just 4 tracks long. It's just an EP. I don't know whether or not it being a sunny day helped, but it really fit the weather quite well. Like I say, just 4 tracks long. Iona has released one full-length album before this in 2015. That was entitled Dry Stone Walls. Very folk-styled album there. Into the track listing for Solace. I really like the finger-picked guitar style and use of woodwind. Very folk derivative of folk there. I like the wrung-out individual bass notes throughout, and with the sort of percussion. I can hear Nick Drake as an influence through this track. I love it right near the end, towards the middle, towards the end, when the drums kick in. This will be a common theme throughout, but some of the low range singing can have dynamic issues in the mix. It can come off a little bit pitchy even. But it does give you it gives you what it is. It's very real. You know, this is not Katy Perry or something like 9 vocal tracks all laid on top of each other. This is just, you know, you hear what you're getting really. But yeah, it's mainly the dynamic issues that are the only issue with this track, is that sometimes singing in the low frequencies it does dip in the mix. The next track is Sometimes. The chorus of this track was just beautiful. The only words I can use to describe that. It was just so nice to listen to. Very, very sonically pleasing. I can hear Alanis Morissette melodies. Not massively strong, but I know Alanis Morissette did this sort of thing when she was just starting out, before she was discovered. I'm not sure if the artist here has listened to that and unconsciously stuck that on this, but it's not overbearingly like the early Alanis Morissette stuff. And I hope someday you can pay your bills with your 6 strings, because that was a very, very impressive track. Next track was Fly or Fall. The verses can get a bit of the kind, but once again, the chorus really illuminates the song. I'm not keen on the occasional use of double tracked vocals, especially when it's octaved. Again, the problem being the low frequencies in the vocals. The dynamics are a bit off. The mix doesn't deal with it well. But the violin in this really helps bring home the overall mood of this song. And the final track on this EP, I'll Run Without You. One thing I like about the style of lyricism in this song is often new songwriters and well, it's not even true for new songwriters, this is true for all songwriters, and in fact the pop charts are probably the most guilty of it. It's forced rhyming. Can be sometimes it is diabolically cringeworthy, whereas on this track there's not a lot of rhyming at all, and you can tell it's forced and it's very lyrics based. It's like Morrissey really, where, you know, there's no emphasis on each line sounding like the end of the last. It just says what it wants to say and doesn't worry about what that actually sounds like, and it actually comes off really well. Like I say, something that Morrissey himself would do. Overall, this is a quintessentially English EP. It draws inspiration from a lot of places, most prominently folk music. Great lyrics. Like I say, my one gripe, and it's really small, is the vocals having dynamic issues in the low frequencies, and that's it. Like, just for those of you who don't know what that means, just dynamic is just basically volume. So each time the singer here sings low, the volume drops off quite substantially, and that can be an issue with compression, but that's nerdy engineering stuff that no one needs to know. This is really good songwriting and a really, really good EP. It got 79%, which is just one away from an A+, but I've got to be objective. I know you can't be objective about art, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible. It got 79%, which is the best A you can get without getting an A+, but it did get an A. Really strong, really good. Would recommend this to anyone, especially at this time of year, and especially when the sun is out. That was Iona Lane, Solace. Of course, links to the music will be below. And thank you very much.